Hi, it's Cynthia Hilston with CynthiaHilston.com, back on another Monday with another video for you in your writing journey to write your book as a busy mom. So thank you again for joining me. I just want to give a quick reminder to hit subscribe and the bell beside it so you'll be notified when I upload a new video every Monday. Today I'm going to be talking about self-publishing, specifically self-publishing on Amazon, because that has been my experience. I don't have a ton to say about this because a lot of the information is pretty self-explanatory through Amazon's publishing process. I do want to say there are other platforms out there that you can publish on if you want to self-publish. Some of them you do have to pay for. The nice thing about Amazon is that it is free. Their platform is called Kindle Direct Publishing, or kdp.amazon.com. I will put a link below to that. It's pretty simple. If you already have an Amazon account, you just would sign in using that username and password to get started. So the nice thing about it is that it is totally free to set up. Now, before you can actually get your book published, you do need a cover for it. There are plenty of websites where you can pay somebody to create a cover for you, but it's usually going to cost you at least $100 to have somebody do it for you. So I'm going to throw out a way that you can do it for free. Free is always great, and this is a professional looking cover. I'm not talking about some kind of like horrible looking cover. It is very important that your cover look professional. You don't want it to be blurry. You want to make sure that the lettering is a big enough size that people can read it, because when people are going to be looking at your book cover image on Amazon, they're going to want to be able to clearly see the title and your author name, okay? So I'm going to link this below as well. Canva.com is the free site I have used. There's all kinds of templates on there that you can use to create covers for your Kindle ebooks, as well as you can use the same cover for your paperbacks, okay? I'll get into that in a second. So if you sign up for Canva, it's free. And another thing that's free is Unsplash.com. I will put the link below. There are thousands of free stock images, high resolution images on Unsplash that you can do a search if you're looking for a specific image, and you can, until you find something you want, you can download as many as you want. You can combine a few different images when you go to make your cover on Canva. Canva has lots of templates that you can use. They do have a template for making ebook covers. And then you can just follow their very easy guide of, you upload your photo, and then you add your photo to the template, and then you add your title, you add your author name. Like I said, you want to make sure it looks professional, because when people look at your book cover, they say don't judge a book by its cover, but a lot of people do. You want it to look appealing. You want the colors to not be too off-putting. You want the image to be crystal clear and the lettering to be clear. A lot of times you're going to want to have your title up higher and your author name beneath it. You want to make sure that your author name is large enough that it stands out. And if you're publishing more than one book, it is highly recommended that your author name be the same size and the same font type on all of your books, because one thing a lot of people will notice, even if it's subconsciously, is that your author name looks the same on all of your books. Now, your title could change, like the kind of font that you use, but you don't want anything that's hard to read, okay? And a lot of times, like I said, you want to make sure that your author name especially is big enough. This was a mistake I made, where in the first editions of a lot of my books, my author name was too small, and I spoke with a self-published author who had sold more books than me and was farther along in his journey, had written more books than me, and he was looking at my book covers and he said, oh, they look pretty good, but I would recommend that you make all your font match on all your books for all your author names. like I just said, and that you make it bigger. So I did that. So you obviously need to have a cover, okay? Now let's say you're at the point where you've got your final draft, everything's ready to go, but right now it's like in a Word doc or something. I made the mistake when I published my first book of just uploading the Word doc, and a Word document is going to be 11 inches by 8.5 inches. It's a lot bigger than a typical paperback book, okay? Most paperback books are going to be 9 inches by 6 inches, so it's a different page size. This is important. You also don't want it like double spaced. Now, when you wrote your manuscript, it was probably double spaced. You're going to want it single spaced. So the number of pages your manuscript is from a Word doc is going to be different than it's going to be when it's as a book, okay? So let's say you have created an account with Kindle Publishing Direct and you log in. Kindle Publishing Direct has a free download called Kindle Create, okay? I will put the link below to that as well. You will want to download this, okay? This has saved me so much pain. When I published my first 2 books, I had to format them for both paperback and for ebook myself. I don't even remember all the painful steps I had to go through to do that. I had to look up, like Google how to do it, and I figured it out, but it wasn't fun. They didn't have Kindle Create until 2018. So when I published my 3rd book, it made it a lot easier, a lot more user-friendly. Strongly recommend you download Kindle Create. What it is, it's an add-on for Word, Microsoft Word. If you don't have Microsoft Word, again, I'm going to recommend you download it. I believe you can download it for free and do a trial for 30 days before you have to pay for it. I do think it's worth the $100 investment of buying the software because it does give you backup space into the cloud on Microsoft. Through Microsoft, all your stuff on your computer is going to be backed up. So if something ever happens to your computer, ever happens to your writing, you have it on the cloud. You don't lose it. I write my stuff in Google Docs first. So again, it's like through Google, and of course I download it to my computer. But I would highly recommend that you get Word. Kindle Create through Word is an add-on, and what it will do is create another tab at the top of your window for Microsoft Word. So when you open up your manuscript document in Word, it's very user-friendly. You're going to click on that Kindle Create. I think it just says Kindle actually. You'll click on that and it gives you the option of making your book into a 6x9. And then it's very user-friendly. It allows you to create, you want to make sure you have a title page with, your title and your author, and then you want to have a copyright page right after it. Then you're going to want a dedication, okay? You don't need to put a table of contents in paperbacks. That's not really something people do anymore. So then you're going to want to start, you're probably going to have your first chapter. And what's really nice is there are options to it. You go and you click where you want it to recognize chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, and it breaks it down. Okay, makes it really easy. After you get through all your chapters, you're going to want to have things like an author page about the author. You may want to have acknowledgments if there's anybody who you want to thank. You probably want to put your website and your social media links in the back of the book and even say, hey, if you enjoyed this book, please review it on Goodreads and Amazon. You can also put, if you have a preview, like the first chapter written to your next book, that's something you can put at the back of your book. If you have previously written books, you can also put like reviews that you've gotten, like just excerpts of reviews, praise for, and then list the book title. So these are all things that you want to include. So these aren't things that were in your, manuscript of your story, but these are all things you're going to want to include when you actually go to publish your book. Okay, so you follow the program. It's pretty straightforward. Getting into all the details of that is beyond the scope of what I want to talk about here. But in addition to, so when you do this through Word, it's going to be creating basically your paperback version. And then you can save that file, and then you can Kindle Create downloads a separate program, separate from Word, that'll say Kindle Create, that you can use then to convert your paperback document into an ebook document, because an ebook is a little bit different setup than a paperback. Okay, for example, it doesn't have like page numbers on it, and it will also create a very easy hyperlinks to all your chapters, because if you read an ebook, there is the option to look at the table of contents, and you can click, a link to chapter 1, or if you want to skip to chapter 20. So that's a difference, for example. But you will download Kindle Create, and you'll have that separate program on your computer that you can then use to create your ebook version, okay? So once you have created your Kindle ebook version and then your paperback version, you will upload them. And it's a very simple step-by-step process. There is a part where it'll ask you, what's the title of your book? Who's the author? You upload, it'll assign a number to it, an ASIN number or an ISBN number, depending on if it's a paperback or an ebook. It will automatically assign one to you. You can set the price, all that kind of stuff. It's step-by-step, okay? You can put up the description of your book, basically what people are going to see on Amazon when they go to search for it. The title, and then the cover page, and then the description, which would be the same thing that you would have on the back cover of your book. Okay, Amazon is pretty simple with, guiding you through it. And of course, they've got forums to help you, and they've got questions, frequently asked questions. So again, this is beyond the scope of what I'm going to talk about here. I'm not going to break down every step, but you'll upload your cover, you'll upload your ebook. That'll be one section. And then when you go to do your paperback, it'll ask if you want to create a paperback. First, you'll create your ebook, and then you'll create your paperback, and you'll upload your paperback document. And you'll be able to preview it to make sure everything looks good before you decide to make it go live. Okay. You also have the option of setting it up for pre-order, because you can set what date you want it to go live. You could put it up a month in advance and have everything ready to go, and always go back in and make changes if you need. And you can always make changes after you have made it live for sales. If you have a new edition come out, I have updated my books before. Like I said, I made changes to my covers. So you will upload all that stuff, and you'll be able to preview it, and there you go. It will be up on Amazon and available to people to buy. Like I said, these are my experiences. I have decided to go with Amazon because Amazon is the biggest distributor of ebooks, and these are print-on-demand paperbacks. The nice thing is with the paperbacks, there is the option for you as the author to order author copies, which look just like regular copies, and you can have them printed for a lot cheaper. And the nice thing about that, ship them to your house. You can have some on hand. You can sign them and give them to people as presents, or I will get into this in another video when I talk about marketing and promoting your books. You can sell them at craft fairs or other venues where they sell books. I'm not going to get into that now, but I'm just throwing that out there. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you're having a good Monday or whatever day you're watching this. Again, please subscribe, hit that bell beside it so you'll be notified when I upload a new video. And I said this in another video, but I'm just going to throw this out here really quickly. As I record this, it's November of 2019. It's a year later than I made a lot of these videos, so things might look a little different with me or whatever. On a lot of my videos, I say I have 3 books that are available on Amazon. By the time I post this, there will likely be 5 because I have 2 more books coming out. Rocks and Flowers in a Box and Mile Marker 139. One is coming out in December, one in January. Right now it's November. So like I said, by the time you watch this, they're probably going to be out. So all the links are below. All the links to my social media are below. Please check it out. Thank you so much. I will see you guys later. a little bit of self-promotion, shameless plug, whatever you want to call it. I just want to share with you that I have 3 books out on Amazon. I'm going to hold up the paperbacks so you can see what they look like. First book, Hannah's Rainbow. This is my first book that is loosely based on my late grandma's life. Second book, Lorna versus Laura. This is a suspense romance. And third book, Laughing Matter of Pain, which is a spin-off of Hannah's Rainbow about her brother Harry. Those are available in paperback as well as Kindle on Amazon.com. And if you are interested in knowing more about the process of writing a book for a busy mama like yourself, don't forget to check out my helpful guide called 30 Minutes a Day, Busy Mamas, is all it takes to write that book.